welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the top 10 safest countries to travel to and what you need to know before you go. From the land of fire and ice to the Great White North, we're covering a lot of ground today. So grab your passport, pack your bags, and let's get ready to explore the world safely and confidently with our top 10 safest countries list. Kicking off our list at number 1 is Iceland. Iceland's dramatic landscapes, from thundering waterfalls to geothermal pools, have always drawn adventurous souls. But beyond its natural beauty, Iceland consistently ranks as one of the safest countries in the world. In fact, it held the number 9 spot last year. Why? Well, picture this: one road, that's it. One main road that circumnavigates the entire country. You're not going to get lost, and you're unlikely to encounter much traffic. This geographic isolation contributes to a sense of security and tranquility that permeates Icelandic society. But hey, this is Iceland, so remember those volcanoes, keep an eye on local advisories, and be prepared for the occasional volcanic hiccup. The shoulder seasons in Iceland, those sweet spots between peak tourist times, are short and sweet. Think a sliver of April and a touch of October. These months offer a balance of manageable crowds and decent weather. Next up at number 2, we're heading down under to Australia, which held the 10th spot last year. Australia's a bit of a paradox. It's home to some of the most venomous creatures on the planet, but it also boasts a remarkably low crime rate. It might be that whole island continent thing. It's a long way to go for a casual visit, and most folks who end up in Australia have a good reason for being there. Australia's got spiders, snakes, and things that sting in the sea, so a little common sense goes a long way. Stick to well-marked trails, heed those warning signs, and you'll be right as rain. Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, they're generally quite safe, especially compared to some other global metropolises. Stay aware of your surroundings, just like you would anywhere else, and you'll be good to go. Coming in at number 3 is our friendly neighbor to the north, Canada, which held the top spot last year. Canada's known for its wide-open spaces, friendly people, and a national love for hockey that borders on religious fervor. It also consistently ranks high on safety indices, and it's not hard to see why. With its vast wilderness and dispersed population, there's a sense of tranquility that permeates Canadian life. Canada's got its share of bears, moose, and the occasional rogue goose. Now, I'm not saying you'll be wrestling a grizzly bear for your picnic basket, but it's always wise to be bear aware, especially when you're out in nature. And speaking of nature, Canada's a big place. The distance between major cities can be vast. So, unless you're up for some serious quality time on the Trans-Canada Highway, it's best to decide whether you want to explore the west or the east and plan your trip accordingly. We're crossing the Atlantic for number 4 on our list, and we're landing in the Emerald Isle, Ireland, which was in 4th place last year. Ireland's known for its rolling green hills, its charming villages, and its long and storied history. It's also a country that consistently ranks high on safety indices, thanks in part to its relatively small size and its friendly, welcoming people. Now, while Ireland's cities are generally safe, there's one thing you need to watch out for: those roads. Ireland's roads can be narrow, winding, and sometimes a bit hair-raising, especially if you're used to driving on the right-hand side. Add in a few inexperienced drivers and the occasional sheep crossing the road, and you've got yourself an adventure. And oh, did I mention a good raincoat? Ireland's weather is notoriously fickle, so be prepared for anything. At number 5, we find ourselves in the heart of Europe, in the land of stunning mountains, pristine lakes, and, of course, delicious chocolate: Switzerland. Last year, it held the number 2 spot. Switzerland consistently ranks among the safest countries in the world. Its cities are impeccably clean, its public transportation system is the envy of the world, and its citizens enjoy a high standard of living. But hey, even in paradise, there are a few things to watch out for. While Switzerland's cities are incredibly safe, venturing into the Alps comes with its own set of risks. We're talking falling rocks, sudden weather changes, and the occasional overzealous mountain goat. Switzerland's known for its orderliness and efficiency, and this extends to its noise ordinances. Many Swiss towns have quiet hours, usually from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. So be respectful of these quiet times, keep your voices down, and avoid any late-night yodeling, no matter how tempting it might seem. Coming in at number 6 on our list, we're heading back down under, this time to the land of the long white cloud, New Zealand, which ranked 11th last year. New Zealand's a bit like Australia's less populated, more volcanic little sibling. It's remote, it's stunningly beautiful, and it's incredibly safe. One reason for New Zealand's high safety ranking is its relative isolation. See, it's not exactly on the way to anywhere else, so most visitors are there for a specific reason: to experience its unique culture and breathtaking landscapes. This self-selects for a certain type of traveler, one who's more likely to be respectful of local customs and less likely to cause trouble. Speaking of respecting local customs, let's talk about one thing you need to be extra careful about in New Zealand: protecting its natural heritage. New Zealand takes its biosecurity very seriously. Bringing in any foreign plants, animals, or food items is strictly prohibited, and there are hefty fines for those who don't comply. So, when in doubt, declare it or leave it behind. New Zealand's diverse climate means there's no real bad time to visit. However, keep in mind that seasons are backwards from what we experience in the Northern Hemisphere. Their summer is our winter and vice versa. So pack accordingly. For number 7, we're hopping over to continental Europe, to the land of fairy tale castles, bustling cities, and a certain efficiency that's both admirable and, let's be honest, a little intimidating: Germany. Germany jumped up from 18th place last year to earn this spot. Germany consistently ranks high on safety indices, and it's easy to see why. It's a country known for its orderliness, its well-run infrastructure, and its adherence to rules. Now, while Germany's generally a very safe country, there's one thing you need to be particularly aware of: its laws regarding Nazi-era memorabilia. It's illegal to bring into or take out of Germany any literature, music, or paraphernalia that glorifies fascism. This includes things like Nazi flags, salutes, and even certain types of music. Starting in late 2025, the European Union will require citizens of many countries, including the United States, to apply for authorization to visit member states like Germany. The good news is that the application process is designed to be quick, less than 10 minutes, and relatively inexpensive, around $8. Coming in at number 8 is Norway, which previously held the 3rd spot. A country known for its breathtaking fjords, its charming coastal towns, and its affinity for all things cozy, especially during those long winter nights. Norway consistently ranks among the safest countries in the world, thanks in part to its strong social safety net, its high standard of living, and its relatively low crime rates. Outside of the capital city of Oslo, Norway is largely rural, with small towns and villages dotting its coastline and its mountainous interior. This sense of community and shared responsibility contributes to a feeling of security that permeates Norwegian society. Now, while Norway's generally very safe, there's one place where you need to be extra cautious: Svalbard. This archipelago, located far above the Arctic Circle, is home to more polar bears than people. And while encountering a polar bear might sound exciting, trust me, it's not an experience you want to have. Norway in the summer can be a bit of a mixed bag, weather-wise. Depending on where you are, you might experience anything from pleasantly temperate to downright hot to surprisingly Arctic. So my advice: pack for all of it. Pack for all of. At number 9, we're heading to the land of the rising sun, Japan, which has climbed from the 12th spot last year. Japan is a fascinating blend of ancient traditions and cutting-edge technology. It's also one of the safest countries in the world, boasting incredibly low crime rates and a culture of respect and order. Think about it. Japan is among the top 50 countries in the world for population density, yet it has the 12th lowest homicide rate. Now, while Japan is generally a very safe country, there's one thing you need to be aware of: its strict drug laws. Japan has a zero-tolerance policy for illegal drugs, including marijuana, even for medicinal purposes. In recent years, Japan has become even more accessible to international travelers. More and more people speak English, especially in larger cities and tourist areas, which can be a huge help if you get lost or need help navigating. And finally, the number 10th spot on our list is Denmark, which held the 8th spot last year. Denmark, often hailed as the happiest country in the world, is known for its high quality of life, its progressive social policies, and its embrace of hygge, that cozy feeling of contentment and well-being. It's also a country with a strong sense of community and social responsibility, which contributes to its incredibly low crime rates. Now, while Denmark is generally very safe, there's one traffic rule that often catches visitors off guard: no right turns on red. It might seem like a small thing, but trust me, Danish drivers take their traffic laws seriously. One of my top safety tips for any traveler is to always carry a small amount of local currency, even if you're relying primarily on credit cards. It can be a lifesaver for those times when you need to pay for something and card machines are down or not accepted. To avoid ending up with a collection of unusable currency, I recommend limiting the amount of local currency you exchange to the equivalent of 20 to 50 US dollars per country. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos.